If there's a Pokemon that I don't give enough credit, it's probably Archaludon EX, because they just posted the Atlanta regional results and only 3 Archaludon decks made it to the top 50. So today we are going to play Archaludon EX combined with Zoroark EX.
And I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something.
Like I said, only 3 Archaludon decks made it to the top 50. This deck placed 43rd, so not as high as the other 2, but the interesting piece about it is it runs a 4/4 line of Zorua and ends Zoroark, and it's only for its trade ability, but it also runs a Hop Zacian EX, and I think this is solely a counter for Cornerstone Ogerpon, right? You can accelerate Metal Energy to Hop Zacian using the Archaludon, and thus doing 240 damage against the Cornerstone Ogerpon, and if you do start first, you can combine it with the Hop's Choice Band, and you can attack and do 60 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon for free while putting 30 damage onto the bench. So it's a very, very interesting deck, and it's something that I thought we needed to play immediately. So let's get into some games and see how it plays. All right, here we are going second, and our opponent just plays down a Munkidori, and they attach energy for turn, and now, ooh, I don't like what I'm looking at here, because if we do use Hop Zacian's attack, then we are just giving them 30 damage to re-put on a Munkidori, and I don't know if I really want that, but you know, I mean, I'm not completely against it. So we're just going to go Iono here. I need a better follow-up, and I know we had the Zoroark energy and all that jazz, but yes, this is more what I wanted. Now we have Cyrano where we can get more EXs, but I need a way to get more energy in the discard, and I don't think that's going to happen here. So we'll just go ahead and play Earthen Vessel, grab 2 energy, and looks like we prized 1, and you know what? We're just going to go ahead and insta-strike. I know we basically just gave them 30 damage, or 60 damage total to move onto one of our Zoruas or Hop Zacian, and I feel like we had to take the opportunity to put damage on the board, just because when they do put damage on the Duraludon, we can play down Relicanth, and you know, then we can actually do a little bit more damage than 220. Just kind of depends on what we're doing. They do play Great Ball. They grab Budew and a Lily's. Oh my god, what kind of deck is this? Now they do play Crispin, and they grab a Dark Energy to put in their hand, and they attach a Psychic Energy to the Lily's Clefairy, so more than likely they're going to attach energy to the active Munkidori, Adrenabrain all the damage onto the Hop Zacian, and then they can at least retreat into Budew, item lock us, and then we're in a little bit of trouble here. But yeah, maybe I shouldn't have Iono'd, you know? Now I'm really regretting it. Yep, and there they go. That's exactly what they do. They do start Adrenabraining all this damage. Now, it doesn't look like we're going to see a Cornerstone Ogerpon come into play here, so no matter what, we are going to knock out the Budew this upcoming turn, so I'm kind of happy about that. Now, granted, as far as where we're going to put the 30 damage, I wish we could opt out of not having to do the 30 damage to the bench, but ooh, we do get Arven. I don't think Arven's really going to help us here, so I think I'm going to go with Cyrano, right, and grab 2, ooh, yeah, you know what, let's do exactly that. We'll grab the 2 Zoroarks, and we'll grab the Archaludon EX, and then we can evolve into the Zoroarks. I like this. You guys see how this works? Now, if we wanted to, all we have to do is trade away all this energy, then we can evolve into Archaludon to accelerate the energy, and then we have an energy attachment for turn. Wait a freaking minute. So do I want to evolve the Archaludon now, or do I want to evolve it later? Because I feel like I need to evolve it later. You know what? I'm going to be a little proactive here. I am going to evolve into the Archaludon on the bench, because I don't know if we're going to get Iono'd here, and I do not want all my Archaludons to go to the bottom of the deck, right? That would just be the worst thing that could possibly happen. Now, as far as energy attachment, I think I do need to attach energy here, right? If I keep that in my hand, I could trade that next turn. Nah, not worth it. You know what? We'll just go ahead and knock out the Budew, and we can put 30 damage. Doesn't matter where we put it. It's coming back to us anyway. But down goes Budew. Okay, I like how that worked. I liked how the Cyrano was able... Am I saying that right? Cyrano? Led us to 2 Zoroarks and an Archaludon in play, energy in the discard, and boom. Like that... Spectacular. Now they do go ahead and go into the Lily's Clefairy, attach energy for turn, and they Professor Research the hand away. So we are getting knocked out here, but we don't see a Lily's Pearl going onto the Lily's Clefairy, so good thing for us if they don't play it. All we have to do is KO that bad boy. Or we could boss up the Pheasantipity, and we can KO that. Now, they do play a Nest Ball, and they grab another Lily's Clefairy. Dude, this is a heck of a rogue deck. I love it, though. Yep, down goes Hop Zacian, 200. damage, man. You hate to see it, but at least we are doing super effective damage against the Lily's Clefairy, and if we want, we can Arven here for a Night Stretcher and take care of that, but, oh, we don't even need to do that. We can just Night Stretcher if we want. Now, granted, I don't want to do that. I want to play the Nest Ball and see, we do have Relicanth. I don't think we're going to need Relicanth for this matchup, but just in case, helps us do a little bit more damage, and no, now that I think about that, wait, that's an easy target for Monkey Dory. Probably shouldn't have done that, but that's okay, and I don't really want to trade anything away. I really enjoy my hand here. We can just knock out Lily's Clefairy, or we can boss up the Pheasantipity and knock that out. I think that's reasonable, right? We can just go ahead and use the boss, knock out the Lily's Clefairy, and now, granted, I would love it if we would have been able to Iono them there, but we didn't have an Iono, and, you know, I didn't have a Pokégear in hand to search for it, so... Ooh, and they do have the gall to go into Pikachu EX. Now, I wonder if they actually have the energy to attack with Pikachu EX. I don't know if they do, but they do attach energy to the Lily's Clefairy on the bench. They Super Rod back the Badoo, Pheasantipity, and the Dark Energy, and they're gonna go ahead and Professor Research away a lot of supporters, bro, and a counter catcher. I don't know why you guys, man, they should have played the counter catcher there, right? Counter catcher up the Zoroark, right? Yeah, they got rid of an Iono too, you know? So I don't know why they didn't just counter catcher up the Zoroark, Iono us, make it a little bit more difficult for us to roll into Professor Turo. Yeah, because now they're only doing 240 damage. Interesting. All right. Well, I mean, there are worse things in the world, and if I really wanted to, and we get a boss. So here's what I will do. I will trade away the energy one just for when we evolve into Archaludon, and we do get an Iono ourselves, but I don't think we need the Iono, and I kind of just want to Professor Turo's up the Archaludon. And you know what? I think just because we can, we are going to Turo up the Archaludon, and then we're just going to go into the Duraludon. We'll play down the Duraludon again. You know, that way everything they did is pretty much in vain, right? So we can go ahead and evolve you there, cycle energy back. I love this, man. I love this deck. I don't know why I'm not playing Archaludon more often, right? Especially in a tournament that was heavily Dragapult, right? It was like 99% of the tournament was Dragapult or something goofy, but let's go ahead and get rid of the choice band, and look at that, man. We do get a basic energy. Let's play Earthen Vessel, and I think I'm going to get rid of this metal energy, just put some more in the discard, and ooh, we do grab one. Okay, so we've got all the energy out of the deck. That's good for us, just for when we cycle Archaludons. And then, yeah, I think all we do is, ooh, do I want to play down Pheasantipity? Nah, I think we'll be fine. We'll just go ahead and Metal Defender, man. 440 damage down goes Lily's Clefairy, and now we do have the boss's order in hand, and we haven't used a single Pokégear this game, so hopefully we can roll this into, if they do decide to Iono us, we can get a couple of Pokégears here, shuffle the deck, pop the end Zoroarks, and roll into another Archaludon knockout. Nope, the opponent just concedes. Alright, well hey, I'm A-okay with that matchup. Good little rogue deck to go against just to warm up, but man, Archaludon, well done. All right, chat, we are cooked. That's the best way to say it. We are playing against Raging Bolt, which, I mean, should be a bit of a fun matchup for anybody that's ever played the Pokemon TCG. You know that two strategies, right? Number one is just take the first two knockouts, and then it's just a race to who can take, well, two prizes each turn the fast enough. But yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case for us here, right? Like, Raging Bolt is a one-hit KO Pokemon at the end of the day, so we need a lot to happen here. Like, we need the Cyranos to run us into Zoroark, and then we only need to, like, put energy in the discard, evolve into Archaludon, and then, like, boss Teal Mask Pheasantipity. I don't think that's going to happen. But boy, am I going to give it my best shot. Now, they do go ahead and, ooh, they pass. Good news. All right, so I think the easy answer is to just play Cyrano and go ahead and grab the Archaludons and the Zoroark EX. We're going to go ahead and just probably get rid of the Pokégear, right? Give me some energy. No, we do get Iono. That Iono doesn't really help us at all. Yeah, we need energy, and we need it now, and I don't think we're going to get it. I don't want to get rid of the Pal Pad. I will get rid of the Night Stretcher, and we do get one energy. Hey, that's pretty good. And I think the reasonable answer is to just attach that bad boy and turn, right? Like, I want to, you know, keep a single prize board state, but that's not possible, especially when Zoroark, we have two of them on the bench. And they can knock both of those out for 4 damage fairly, or for 4 energy fairly easily. Especially when they play Earthen Vessel and they grab 2 grass energy, they can just pop Teal Dances, go into Sada. They can't countercatch her, so we'll have to see what they do. Yeah, they do play the Sada, and it looks like we might just see the old knockout on Duraludon. Yep, there they go. They just Bellowing Thunder, 140 damage. So now, Ooh, we can't deal with the Raging Bolt, right? We just have to boss up Teal Mask Ogerpon, Pheasantipity, and rock and roll from there. So I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen. So let's just give them the Duraludon and call it good. We do get Ends Castle, which is something we don't need. I do need Pheasantipity here. Pheasantipity would help us a lot. So let's do this. I will Ultra Ball. I'll Ultra Ball away. Ooh, I don't want to. I'm going to Ultra Ball away the Iono and the Ends Castle. And now give me. Oh, wait, did I overlook it? Ooh, I almost saw. 100% was like, oh no, we prized it. No, we didn't prize it. We're good. Now let's flip the script first and foremost. Give me some energy, right? Bro, are you crazy? Okay. Yeah, that sucks. At least, dude, give me one energy off here. Maybe an Earthen Vessel. Oh, the day's been saved. The day has been saved because now we can countercatcher up the Pheasantipity, which is great. Let's go ahead and trade. I can't believe we got that, bro. Can't believe we got the Earthen Vessel. That makes me so happy. Now we can play the Arven. We do get another Earthen Vessel, too. Bro, I mean, tickle me goofy, buddy. Let's do this then, since we can do it. We're going to Earthen Vessel away another energy. I just need some energy in the discard, right? Because we are trying to cycle, the Professor Turos at the end of the day. So now I can at least evolve into Archaludon here, and we can accelerate this energy to this bad boy, and now I have to play Arven to grab Countercatcher and knock out Pheasantipity. I think that's a very reasonable thing to do, considering the circumstances that we're in. So let's go ahead and play the Arven, grab Countercatcher, and we can grab Vengeful Punch. See? Right? We can attach a Vengeful Punch to the Archaludon and make it a little bit easier to knock out Raging Bolt in the future. But yeah, Countercatcher up. The Fez, I probably could have done the Teal Mask Ogerpon, but don't see a real need for that. And 220 damage. Down goes Pheasantipity, baby. You know, you can't make this deck work really well without some Teal Masks and some Pheasantipitys in play. So maybe we can continue that action with the boss's orders. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, man. We've got the juice. Now, granted, they do have 3 energy in play, 4 now. So all I need is 1 more energy, which is just a Sadas, right? Like, they're gonna knock us out. But, you know, we do have 3 Pokégear, right? So if we can just get a Black Belt's Training here, we can go Black Belt's Training, knock out Raging Bolt. Oh, no, they just Bellowing Thunder. Ooh, interesting, because the Vengeful Punch is gonna be active, so we can go ahead and just knock it out with the Archaludon. Dude, no way, they didn't have Ancient Booster Capsule or anything? Man, all right. I like this little 2-prize race that we're at. I just don't want to get Iono. If we do, I'm going to cry. But that's okay, because we're going to go ahead and go into the Duraludon. We can evolve into Archaludon, and we need, like, let's do this. Let's start out with a trade, and we can get rid of the TM Evo, because I don't want that. I don't want that going back in the deck if we do get Iono. We do get a Hop Zacian. Don't want that either. Don't want the Relicanth. So we'll get rid of the Relicanth, and come on, help me out here. Ooh, we get Precious Trolley. Yeah, Precious Trolley actually solves all of our problems because we can just grab Archaludon. We do get some more energy there. So, play Precious Trolley, grab, only 1 Duraludon. Okay, do I have a Night Stretcher in hand? I do. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and play the Night Stretcher. That way I can grab 1 more Duraludon to play it on the bench. And now, I need to be careful here. Because I'm going to attach energy. We can always evolve back into the Archaludon. Is there anything I want to play to get rid of anything? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and play the Arven, and I'm going to grab the Ultra Ball, and I'm just going to start thinning the deck a little bit, right? I'm just going to go ahead and, boom, Ultra Ball away, if it'll go. Yeah, Ultra Ball away the Zacian, and the Zoroark will grab, actually, nothing. I think I want to fail the Ultra Ball. I said I wanted to thin the deck a little bit, but we only got 10 cards in hand. I didn't realize that until the last second. Nope, I don't want a Pal Pad. I just want to take the knockout. 220 damage, and we play, what, 2 or 3 bosses in this deck? So all we have to do now is just hopefully have a boss off this. No, we do get Black Belt's Training, even better, right? Because we do still have 3 of 4 Pokégears active, so all we have to do is once these cards get shuffled back in the deck, we can shuffle the deck 1 time, and then we can Pokégear either into boss or into Black Belt's Training. Either which way, we're taking the knockout. Now, our opponent goes into the Raging Bolt, and they finally play a Hoot Hoot down, and they play Energy Retrieval, so looks like our opponent didn't have a spectacular start, right? No Fan Rotom, no Hoot Hoots, no Noctowl, so yeah, I mean, that's 100% part of the reason why we are probably doing as good as we are in this game. And they do switch. Now, they do pop the second Tail Dance, they attach Lightning Energy, and they just pass. All right, that's awesome, because now it just comes down to boss's order will boss up the Teal Mask Ogerpon, and bada boom, bada bing. Metal Defender for the win, dude. I don't know if I should, like, be proud of that win, just because Raging Bolt isn't like, or that Raging Bolt deck wasn't like the standard Raging Bolt deck that I see around the ladder. But again, that's just kind of how it works, is as long as you take the first 2 prizes against Raging Bolt and you can go 2-2-2, it's pretty much a win. All right, here we go, guys. We are playing against a Greninja deck, and we just had probably the single best top deck if we have, boom, we got Precious Trolley, man. What'd you think we had? Now, granted, do we have, oh, you know what? We might be able to take a donk. There's Zacian, and we have an energy. Bruh, can we take a donk here? Or are we only doing 60 damage? I think we're only doing 60 damage. Oh, man. I got really excited for nothing, bro. Yeah, because we're only doing 60 damage against the Froakie. I guess we could do that, but I also don't really care to do that. Nah, screw it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the memes and the memes only, because then that does get an energy into the discard for us, since I will retreat it. Or I could play End's Castle. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to manually retreat it. That way we can get an energy into the discard. One less thing I have to worry about. We'll go into the Zacian, and boom. 60 damage. All right. Bro, if only we had the Snorlax or the Postwick in play. We would have just donked our opponent, which that's probably one of the greatest things about this Zacian. Holy crap, our opponent just has Rare Candy Greninja. I mean, dude, you could not ask for a better start. They do Earthen Vessel away Ultra Ball. And yeah, the Mirage Barrage is going to be wildly threatening. But, oh, dude, you know what? Yeah, we're going to have to... they do play Morty's Conviction, getting rid of a fire energy. And, oh, this must be, yeah, Greninja Blaziken. Now, question, what do I want to do here? Because if I do Cyrano, I got a Cyrano, at least one Archaludon, and two Zoroarks, right? Just to prepare for Mirage Barrage, but that's gonna hurt. Oh, they do Ultra Ball for a Torchic, so yeah, this is the whole Blaziken build, multiple Mirage Barrages. Ouch. Yep, that's not gonna be good, especially when, yeah, 170 damage coming down onto the Zacian EX. Now, why couldn't we have put 30 damage on that Torchic? Why couldn't that just been down one turn earlier? All right, so here we go. I think the answer is just Cyrano, right? Keep putting damage on, and we'll call it good. I think that's the best thing for us. And yeah, at least we're not going to take, like, super easy knockouts. I say that, right? I don't really mean it. So let's go ahead and trade, and we'll start with the old TM Evo, baby. Come on. Ooh, it does get me an energy. I can get rid of that energy with trade. Here we go, baby. Come on. Work with me a little bit. And we get another energy. So now I know we can at least evolve into the Archaludon, and I'll feel a lot better about myself, which I think is 100% the answer. So let's just go ahead and evolve into Archaludon, then we'll attach energy to it, because either which way, either one of our Zoruas or one of our one Duraludon is going to have damage on it. So yeah, I mean, I guess a bit of a give and take there. And you know what? Do we just do the 60 damage? I think we do, sir. I think that's exactly what we do. We're going to go ahead and just put 30 damage on the Torchic. And now the Greninja EX is 120 damage. So that is prepped for an Archaludon knockout, which makes me very happy. Now they do go ahead and they play the Arven, and they grab Rare Candy Rescue Board. And looks like they've got the old Mirage Barrage. So... not too good, baby. I wonder if they're taking out the Zorua on the bench. If I were them, yeah, that's 100% what I would do. No. Okay. Interesting. I would have... yeah, you know what? I think I'm okay with it. Am I? Right? Because they don't have another Froakie on the bench, right? And we can just go ahead and knock out the Greninja EX. They are going to KO the Archaludon with Blaziken. But we have a little bit of a better setup here. No? Maybe we don't. Maybe I'm lying. I'm kidding myself. We can go ahead and just play the Buddy-Buddy... or excuse me. We can get rid of the Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Ooh, we do get more energy. Ooh, okay. So let's get rid of this energy here. Maybe we can roll this into a... no, that's a Black Belt's training. All right, I was trying to be optimistic and thinking that maybe we could have gotten a Professor Turos, right? That would have been really helpful here. But here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to go ahead and retreat the Archaludon with damage on it, right? Because it's not going to get knocked out by Mirage Barrage. We're going to go ahead and attach energy to the active Duraludon, evolve into the Archaludon, right? And we're going to accelerate 2 of the energy from the discard pile to this bad boy. Now we can knock out the Greninja, and then we're not weak to Blaziken next turn, right? Does that make sense? And there we go, 220 damage. Down goes Greninja EX. Now next turn, what we can do is we can play the Black Belt's training to help us do just a little bit more damage to the Blaziken EX, right? It's got 30 damage on it. So if we use the Black Belt's training, we're doing 260, and we're still not weak to it. They're only doing 200 damage to us. So what would really help here is a... oh, I should have played Nest Ball for another Archaludon. That way I could have cycled... or another Duraludon. That way I could have cycled the whole Archaludon, Duraludon kind of thing. But yeah, messed that one up. Ah, dude, it was almost perfect. Our opponent does play the Artisan, and they grab Froakie Torchic, and they flip the script, and ooh, the Nest Ball. I wonder what the Nest Ball is getting in. Probably Monkey Dory or something goofy. No, it's an Zorua. Okay, so they're using the Zoroark draw engine. I think I saw something like this compete at Atlanta, actually, and they do play Night Stretcher, which I'm assuming is for, no, it's a Fire Energy. Okay, I was thinking it was going to be for the Greninja, but they do have to get the attack off here at the end of the day. Now, they do play the Arven. They grab Ultra Ball and TM Evo. I highly doubt they're going to TM Evo this turn. I feel like you absolutely want to get the attack off, but yeah, if I would have had a Duraludon in play here, I could have Professor Turo'd up, evolved into the Duraludon, and yeah, dude, we could have wiped off a lot of this damage on the board. So that's a bit of a blunder on my part. Yeah, there's the Archaludon. So you know what? Because I can't make up my mind of what I want to do here, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Earthen Vessel with this first trade. We do have some Pokégears here. So what I'm trying to think about is what I want to do to knock out the Blaziken EX, because we are literally one damage counter shy of just putting Relicanth on the bench. And then, you know what? Here's what I might have to do. Let me play Pokégear. We do get the Arven. I do not want the Arven right now. I don't. Let me play the other Pokégear. No! Oh, dude, I just wanted a Turo's there, because what I was thinking was Turoing up the Zorua on the bench that we don't need, right? Making more bench space for Relicanth and another Duraludon, and that way, instead of hitting them for 220 damage, I could hit them for 280, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I say that, which is why I'm going to play down the Relicanth, and I'm going to play the Black Belt's training, right? And we should be able to do 320 damage with Raging Hammer. Now, that's what sucks is, yes, the Blaziken is going down. We are taking 2 prizes, but I have to rely on a boss being in my hand to boss up the Pheasantipity to knock that out with Archaludon. And I don't know if that's going to happen, especially since we just used both Pokégears. Now, they do start out with a flip the script, and I just realized I'm also behind on energy attachment, right? So since I'm behind on energy attachment, they can just knock out the Archaludon with a Rare Candy, into Greninja, attach energy, 170 damage. Oh, dude, if I would have noticed that earlier, oh my god, that would have saved me so much pain and peril. They do go ahead and pop the trade. They get rid of the TM Evolution, and I mean, they've got 11 cards in hand. They do play Morty's Conviction. There's no way you don't have Rare Candy, Night Stretcher, Evolve into Greninja. Like, 14 cards in hand, you 100% have the play. Yep, there they go. They attach energy to the Froakie. They Ultra Ball away a Blaziken and another Froakie. Grab Greninja EX, so they've got to have the Rare Candy in hand. Yeah, Rare Candy Greninja, 170 damage to the Archaludon. We don't have energy. Oh boy, oh boy. So we're going to have to go into the Zorua and basically hope that they don't just have Boss's Orders for game or Rare Candy, Blaziken, Mirage Barrage for game. But they are playing an Ultra Ball here, so I feel like that's exactly what they got. And they got rid of a Boss's Orders too. No, it's just a Combuskin. Okay, so maybe we have a chance here if we can Iono them down to 2, right? Sacrifice the Zorua and make sure they don't get the Mirage Barrage. Yep, because down goes Archaludon. We would have had the win here if I would have just had energy attachment to the Archaludon, so on and so forth. But dude, oh, that sucks. So yeah, Zorua, just do your thing, baby. Just hang in there, buddy. I'm begging you. We do get an energy, so we can attach the energy here for turn. This is just a Hail Mary at this point, baby. There is nothing else we can do. We're just going to Iono him down to 2 and hope that it's like, get us into Pokégear boss? No? Okay, so let's trade away some cards here, huh? We do have 2 tradeaways, right? So maybe they don't get Blaziken, Mirage Barrage. Oh my god, and we do get the Professor Turo's. Not that that would have helped us at all. But come on, trade one more. Let me go ahead and just get rid of this Ultra Ball. Make me look good. We get a Pokégear for a Boss's Orders next turn, which would be great. So, you know what? End turn. Yep. We just have the Night Stretcher for energy, and we have the Pokégear for a potential boss. So, we'll see. They pop their trade. Come on, man. Moment of truth, baby. Oh, crap. They got Arven. All right, so that's Ultra Ball, Blaziken, attachment. Yeah, shoot. No, they grabbed Counter Catcher. Why would you grab Counter Catcher? What does Counter Catcher do for you? We have the same amount of prizes. Oh, they Shinobi Blade. You're telling me there's a chance, baby. You're telling me there's a chance. If I wouldn't have misplayed and put so many Zoruas into play, if I would have just had, 2 instead of 3, we would have been fine. But come on, man. Moment of truth. I think our boss are at the bottom of the deck. But come on, Archaludon. Make it look good right at the end, baby. Right where we need it to count. It's an Ultra Ball. All right, so here we go. We're just trading away, buddy. Trade away the Turo. Give me a boss one time. No. Okay. We're thimming through the deck a little bit. Arven, all right. No, it's an Iono and a Pal Pad. All right, let's play the Night Stretcher. Come on, Night Stretcher, give me the one energy we need, and we just need a boss. We got 18 cards in deck. What are the chances we don't have a boss? Do I need to Pal Pad a boss back? Have we already used a boss? No, we have not. Let me go ahead and Ultra Ball here. I'm gonna get rid of these two. Oh, we still have Pheasantipity. I didn't see that. All right, draw for 3. Now we're gonna see a lot of our deck. Come on. Dude, still no boss. Oh, shoot. Okay, moment of truth. Come on, baby. No, bro, we missed it. We missed it, dude. Come on. You're telling me it was really at the bottom. It looked good. It did look good. 220 damage. And chat, I'm so dumb. I'm so cooked. We had Arven. We had Arven in hand for counter catcher. We could have counter catchered that up. No, I forgot we were at odd prices. Okay, well, looks like our opponent went AFK anyway, so... Yep, bit of a blunder. I was so focused on the boss's orders, I completely forgot. But yeah, our opponent hasn't done anything in a minute, so I'm going to take this as a win. Well, ladies and gents, there you have it. Sorry that I suck at playing this deck. But literally, no. I mean, I saw it and I was like, oh, shoot, we should play it. I don't usually play Archaludon, unless it's combined with, you know, Ceruledge. That is kind of one of the decks I've been playing a little bit lately. But, dude, that was honestly a good little bit of fun. As far as Zoroark, man, I wish we could incorporate Zoroark as an attacker, but I just don't think there's really any way to do it. Hop Zacian doing just that 60 damage, bro, feels like so goofy. If you just get over the hump and get to over 70, you're looking good. But anyway, man, the fact that he took this and got, what, number 43 at Atlanta Regionals is pretty freaking impressive. I know I wouldn't have been able to do that. I'd have been like 643. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy the video, please consider leaving me a like, dropping a follow, and have a very, very wonderful day. Peace.